Number one, God created men this way. There's no question. And there's no reason to attach shame to it. The fact that we're visual, no reason to attach shame. The fact that we can get stuck that way, no reason to attach shame. Okay? Male sexuality is not deviant. It's just different from female sexuality. Did you know that the pleasure center in men is twice as large, the sexual pleasure center in men is twice as large as it is in women? Now, we don't know what all that means except to say this. It's probably at the root of why we're more visual than they are. And we're going to find, the more we study the differences between men and women, we're going to find out why it is that these things work the way they do. But the big thing is there's no reason to attach shame to it. Number two, when we're stuck in sexual sin, it's not necessarily a reflection of our spiritual life, at least not at first. Okay? It's a reflection of maleness. We need to recognize that it's not a reflection of our spiritual life that we can draw sexual gratification. It's a reflection of our maleness. Number three, we need to understand this very clearly. Our eyes can perform foreplay, sexual foreplay. Think of what the scientists said, okay? We look at something sexual, chemicals are released. The same thing that happens when we're actually having sex with a woman. Okay? We think about Jesus Christ standing in Galilee and saying, hey, you know, I say it's not just adultery that matters, physical adultery. I say that when you look at someone to lust after them, that's adultery. You look at the science, he was right. He probably knew the science, okay, because he made us, right? Okay, but he's absolutely right. Looking and lusting is the exact same thing because the exact same chemistry happens in your brain and you're getting the same kind of a high. So we don't just believe Jesus because of that. We also can see it in science. But it becomes a big issue, the fact that we can have that genuine sexual gratification going on through our eyes in this way. And so we need to understand that when we say our eyes can draw true sexual gratification, they really can. And it's the exact same thing. We also know, I mean, if you're anything like me, I mean, I remember when I would go to Stanford's drugstore and it was, a new magazine this month. I mean, before I even would get to the drugstore, I've been thinking so much about, how neat the new pictures will be. I mean, my sexual engines are through the roof before I even get the thing in my hand. So the eyes work that way and the mind works that way. We can do foreplay in our minds. And most of us who are hooked on sexual sin, I share those stories. You can quickly come up with 5 stories of your own in your own life, and yes, I understand how the eyes work. Number 4, as men then, we are set up to fall into sexual sin by nature. I mean, we are set up for it. And our father's silence, our pastor's silence on this issue dooms us into a long, hard slide.